chin's not in. You need a cushion.
My chin. Why does my chin need to be in?
Well, it kind of helps if people can see you.
I've got my whole face is in.
Yeah, but if you lean like that...
Well, I won't lean like that then. Hello, everybody. Who is there? Anybody there? We are here to review the Bodyguard number... What?
Well, final episode, easiest way
Final
to say
blooming episode.
Hello, hi Kirsty, hi Sam and Daisy, hi Mariette, hi Evie Peak, hi Lily Telfer, hi Leo, hi Aishling.
Hi Tammy, hi Kate, hi Amy,
Tammy Thornywork.
hi Olympia.
That's a great name, Thornywork.
Hi Marie Claire, hi Karen,
Evening guys,
hi Mary,
Karen,
hi Andrew.
Andrea P, Catherine Kingsford, Heidi Longfoot, Linda Anderson, Lily McKenna. Wow.
Jay Vingo, Tired Mummy, Jane Dolby, Tracy Gillett,
Ashley
Jones, Ashley,
Aishling,
Ashley, not Aishling. Well, we
okay,
are
well,
here.
hang on a minute. Ashley hasn't seen the Bodyguard. I would advise you to come off of this live then.
Well, no, you can just spend time with us.
You can just look at us, but don't listen to us.
Oh, it's frozen.
What's from there, isn't?
Somebody just said it's
Yeah,
frozen.
but it might be their service, not ours.
Oh, it could be
it's
yours,
not frozen
my darling.
here.
It's not frozen here, honey.
Sorry.
Oh, somebody else said frozen.
Frozen? It's not frozen. Frozen. I thought, Bud. Melissa Greenway. Okay, it's feeding fine on our... We're back. Okay. Yeah. I think, yeah, sometimes it freezes your end rather than our end. Sometimes it's a frozen end.
I'm just looking at your first note. Huge recap because people didn't know what was going on.
My favourite part of this episode was the nigh on nearly 5-minute recap at the front, which really Nadia was using that opportunity just to kind of get ready, do a live Insta story, all this kind of stuff. But actually, it was like, I think someone somewhere had said to the exec producers, you need to tell people what the bloody hell's going on. So they gave us a recap. I'm confused. Is the Home Secretary guilty, Jane Dolby?
Well, for all of my confusion, I never at any point thought that she was guilty.
Well, hang on. I'd like to pull you up on one thing, because Nadia was rather...
She's definitely dodgy, though. Nadia
was very smugly, in the week, floundering around with headlines going, I was right. Well, the Home Secretary didn't come back from the dead. So Jed Mercurio and all those headlines, that was a load of old nonsense, wasn't it?
I don't know what, actually.
Eleanor. Geraldine McCormack, what an ending. What was the ending?
Well, it was any nice moment. You know what? This series was filled with a whole load of characters that weren't terribly nice.
Something's just happened with Siri.
Oh, it's all right, it's just Siri. Who did we actually like? There was no likeable characters in it.
There were no...
And it's important.
I think your husband looks confused, that's about, you love the ending.
So
Todd the Bunny. Well, the Ben... Okay, well, going back...
The ending felt like a fart, says Max Flood.
Felt like a fart,
Well, let's go back to the beginning.
Well, hang on.
We have this massive recap, and the aide calls him
Then the aide who was fired calls him on the phone, flirty, come to my club. He sits down, and then we had a scene that looked like something out of a really cheap movie where these heavies came in. It was a bit like when you ran the club in EastEnders.
It's like when they did when they do a special bill.
Yeah, the heavies came in and they sort of went, is he holding a... He's got a shooter. He's got a shooter. It felt like that was it. And then they bundled him into a back room. And then the whole episode... Hang on, here's a question. Are you all right?
Yeah,
You're looking horrified.
No, I was just thinking about the whole debacle.
But here's a question. He comes to... with a suicide vest on and his thumb in a position that he can barely hold. Because he says a lot. And I really related to him.
My thumb's going to spasm. my hand's gonna spasm.
I mean, you know what happens when a thumb goes into spasm, don't you? It goes, okay. But he comes to with his thumb in his... How did he come to with his thumb attached?
Because they had the tape holding it down.
So why didn't the tape just keep holding his finger down?
Because his thumb was going to spasm.
Yeah, but his spasm suggests he's holding it down.
Well, it was held like that.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Ashley. They are in talks with the BBC about doing a second series, and I felt that it was all being set up for a second series, where they're going to sort of, bring David Budd back out. Anyway, here's the thing. So,
Can you explain
what?
who did what at the end?
Yeah.
I'm so fucking
Marieke
that,
Van Essen. Kitsch ending felt like a middle finger to everyone. I kind of know what you mean.
Dawn, I'm sure I saw the Home Secretary in Tesco's in Leicester earlier, so she's not dead.
Dawn Harvey, you're absolutely hello, Dawn.
It was a kitsch ending, Matt's blind.
Zoe,
it
at
was.
least she knows she's dead. Only thing I cared about fun. Well, I know what you mean. I was kind of here's what I would have done. I'd have blown him up.
Mark, all the way
All the
through.
way
He's going,
through.
They're going to blow him up.
They're gonna blow him up.
But this is obviously what this writer has built his fame on. At any moment, somebody
What's
really.
Longcross hasn't done anything wrong. But he got acid in his face, didn't he?
But I mean, why? I mean, what? The Longcross was the most underwritten character in the history of TV dramas.
His entire characterization was him standing in a corridor telling Bud his name. That was his longest scene. Who are you? Richard And if he was undercover, why did he give him his name?
But also, how did he know to run and open that thing?
What the fuck was Longcross doing with Juliet? Longcross had no involvement with anything, and he got a mouthful of bloody bleach.
Which I loved, but I wasn't altogether sure why he got it. But listen to this. He went running there to find something.
What was he going to find?
No, I don't know.
What was he hoping to find? He ran in like a little kid in a sweet shop.
No, it was but, no, listen, this is very important.
What is?
How did he know
The iPad.
But how did he know to run there? Because...
He put it there.
No, because when they were doing the walkie-talkie, he went, oh, don't let them hear on the... So what's his name, with all the multiple televisions, who was saying, what are they saying, didn't know and couldn't tell Longcross.
But that man kept walking through the same door saying, what's going on? All the time, didn't he? He walked through the same door.
It was so monumentally bloody rubbish.
Man had pink eye. Oh, he did have pink eye. Gina McKee's character, there was a moment where she seemed like the most evil person on the planet. As she was saying, she was asking everyone to leave the square. I felt really, really sorry for him. I mean, that scene went on for a long time. Didn't you think? I've written here, totally unbelievable scene of him being bundled out in the bar. I mean, that was just, the woman can't believe it. Why was the woman investigator so angry?
Helen, the whole bomb scene was the worst thing I've
ever. It was really odd. Everyone was sort of at one
was
end.
Critical fire, critical shot, critical...
Take a critical shot. Who's taking a critical shot?
They were always able to shoot.
And then Vicky was asked to go up to him and back 4 times. No, go up. No, Vicky. Stay, Vicky. Then Mark, you remind me of Rick Mail. What
are you up to with the banana they're asking? Put the banana down.
What about the scene? Then we had a scene where he
we're
walked
overthinking
across...
the whole thing. There's no need to analyse this cardboard television show.
But he walked across London.
I'll tell you why we are. Because it is a phenomenon across the country. The highest viewing figures in how long?
I waited a week for that shit. JD. I mean, I don't want to say it that strongly, but when we were following him across London with all the BBC commentators saying we're following a man across London as he walked with his thumb.
Going to my flat.
It's going to go into spasm.
I'm going to
it's
my
gonna
flat.
Go into spasm.
Critical shot. Critical shot.
Critical shot. Vicky was up and down like a
I
pair
loved
of...
the way when they got to the flats and he was going to be cutting himself off the bomb and he was going, get away. There was people that went this far away, like police running.
Yeah.
And then stopping.
Yeah.
And looking at him from here.
Yeah.
He had 50 pounds of explosives.
Yeah, he had a lot of explosives. He was going to get you from there.
As if anyone would have stayed to have a look.
Rory says your Scottish accent's getting much better.
Giddy.
God, my thumb's going to spasm. Hang on a minute. How easily did he get... I've never known such a long, detailed scene about applying sellotape to your thumb and then applying it to a switch.
I found that bit the most frightening because I thought, oh no, because you know what it's like when you take tape off and then you retape it. I went, it's not going to be sticky enough.
Oh, no, they were
and
thinking
then
it
the
wouldn't
bomb
be
disposal
sticky.
guy goes,
Yeah.
and if it's sticky enough,
Don't go pointing your banana at us.
if it's sticky enough, release your thumb.
But then when he released his thumb, he just jumped over a balcony and disappeared. I didn't get it. Can you answer me this? Why was the female cop alongside Deepak so angry? Deepak grew on me, by the way.
Who?
The woman investigator alongside Deepak, the one who was kind of talking about, she was so angry.
So angry. She was too angry.
It was almost like
and then
she
she was too happy. And then she was too. I'm going to say something contentious here.
It was almost like
she is not a good actress.
Well, no, but it was worse than that. It was almost like she was angry with the script.
She wasn't good in that. She wasn't good.
It was almost like she was angry with the script.
It was just too stiff. It was just. I think she was badly cast. It just didn't work.
A note that I've made watching it was, this is making me think about how long I could hold my thumb in one place. Think about it.
Come on, let's just try.
Let's spend as much time as we can.
No, but he had to have it out like that. Oh, it's quite. I'm already tired.
Yeah.
No, but don't forget his arms. You know, all I was thinking was, you know, when his wife went over to him, I went, can't she just hold up his arm for a minute?
Oh, yeah, that would have been nice. Or get a tripod just
and
to rest it
if
on.
they'd made him just stand there with his arms up when they had such a big bomb.
I've got a really big question for everyone, and I want an answer right away. Who's Ripper 18?
Who the hell? Somebody out there's going to know this.
Who the hell's Ripper 18?
Because I said to him, I can't wait to ask the subs. Who was Ripper 18?
Who's Ripper 18?
We both went, who the hell is that?
Gina McKee doesn't do procedural shows well. 18. Jennifer Lopez, that's not enough. We need more. And Laura, I'm Ripper 18. Linda, no, we're not saying it's bad. I can see that you liked it, but I'm struggling to understand it. That's all.
Right. Who was Ripper 18?
Who's Ripper 18? Ruth.
No, Gina McKee was good.
She was good. Gina McKee was brilliant.
Good.
No, not her. I'm talking.
We were saying the black girl, the really pretty one. That's the dryer.
Something's banging. What the hell is that?
What is that? Is it the washing machine? Is it the dog?
Yeah.
Oh. The young black police officer, that's who we were talking about. Gina
It's
McKee.
Long Cross!
It's Long Cross. He's at the door. It's Long Cross.
He's at the door.
says
Long Cross is getting
Rory.
everywhere. Ripper 18 is a law she was trying to pass. The dog
what
is Ripper
law?
18. What? This is like the Death Star moment. That was confusing. Everyone said Death Star, and we all automatically knew it was a photo of bloody David Cameron.
Anyway, we know many people have truly loved it.
Did everyone like Nadia, the terrorist's sudden personality change? She went from not really knowing what the hell was going on with anything to being suddenly the most sinister villain in the world.
I did quite like it, but again, I think there was a real gap in the writing. She gave that over too quickly.
She did.
And if she was going to give it over that quickly, give a reason for it. What was her impetus for her saying that, other than them just asking her?
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought it was all very strange. I thought it got very confused. I don't know why they made it sort of extra long as well. I mean, they could have cut that scene in the garden.
Look, I liked it, but why did she change? It needed to be explained.
Yeah.
For the actress, that must have been very difficult, because there was a
Connie
really...
Parker, surely his other hand could have gone on top of the button to stop his fucking hand hurting. It's a very good point. Yeah, I don't know. I felt that after a big build-up, I was kind of hooked at... I was disappointed that Julia didn't come back, if I'm honest. And then there was a handshake between David Budd... I can never take his name seriously. David Budd and the cop that we didn't think was particularly good. Do you remember the handshake? The casualty handshake. It's like, trust...
Oh, it was just...
It was like really bit rubbish. It was a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know Julia got bombed, but there were all these headlines in the week saying she's coming back from the dead. And I thought there was going to be some sophisticated
Because initially when she
cover-up.
first died, I was convinced that it was just a cover-up to keep her protected.
With the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister's a dodgy dude who we never actually hear a line from. And
There was just too many loose ends. So it was too loose-endy, wasn't it?
yeah, why didn't we see a headstone? So, Marieke Van Essen, do you think Series 2, the Home Secretary is going to come back from the dead?
Maybe.
Maybe. Anyway, the nicest part of the entire episode, you said, Nadia, was him and his wife getting back together.
Yeah, I was glad.
That was a nice moment.
That was
It
a nice
I was a bit
moment, 'cause I
surprised
felt
that was
sorry for him.
I'd have left a bit of a tease as a final shot.
Zoe says she doesn't even think Julia coming back would have saved it.
Do you not? If I'm
I
honest,
said to
I was
Mark
a
at
bit
one point,
disappointed.
do you know what's going on? He said, oh, it's much, much worse than that. I said, what? He goes, I don't care.
I really didn't
I
care.
did care. I wanted to watch it. I kind of, because I got
I
with the
did
nation.
care, but then I didn't
I wanted
care.
to get with the nation. I'll go into Loose Women tomorrow. Everyone will be talking about it, and I'll have watched it, and I'll know all about it, and I'll be able to say that I chatted to all you guys, and all the stuff that you had to say about it. No narrative, says Shiraz Samad. No clear narrative. Definitely the problem.
I think another point Nadia made whilst we were watching it, they tried to get too clever with too many threads.
Too many threads.
And actually,
so we lost interest.
George Lucas once said, have three
George
stories
Lucas, who?
that have...
Tell people who
well,
George
he's the
Lucas
producer and director of Star Wars. Always said, have three stories running concurrently. And I think they had something like 9.
Too many characters doing not very much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Too many little threads.
Yeah, and I don't know. It was all a bit...
Hannah Clote, honestly, feel that was some of the best TV I've ever watched. Don't care what anyone says.
Oh,
yeah, and a
all right.
lot of people do.
No.
A lot of people do. A lot of people agree with
I would
you.
also say that I genuinely thought that in episodes 2, 3 and 4. I thought episodes 2, 3 and 4 were good, but I don't think it delivered on everything it promised. And I think it got overcomplicated, unnecessarily so. And someone's just said there was too much tension for the sake of tension. You know, and I think that's an absolutely accurate description. And an example of that is that you felt the emptiness of the scene in the garden square, being serious just for a minute, because it went on for far too long and no one was really driven by a genuine motive. No one's suspicions were genuine. He wasn't genuinely suspicious. It just felt, mind you, having said that, when he was pleading with the police saying, I'm innocent, that's exactly how I feel.
Rory, sorry. Oh, that's so funny, and so do I agree. Still don't get whose side the guy that looks like Norris Cole was. You won't know Norris Cole, but he's from Coronation Street.
Which one's Which one? Which one's not? Which one's Norris Cole? Which one did look like Norris Cole?
The one that took over from the Home Secretary. Whose side was he on?
Who
That's
took
a
over?
very...
Oh! I think I know the one from the thick of it.
Yeah,
Whose side was he covering
on?
up? And what happened to the chap?
He seemed so dodgy. And with the security services and Gina McKee, who were the baddies?
Yeah. I don't know.
Who were the baddies?
I don't know. I don't think they know. Who was the bad? Well, the bent cop was a bad. But where were the
What
baddies?
happened to Julia's ex-husband?
No, but
maybe it was
Harry Hill. But hang on a minute. Who? So hang on. They got the bent cop, but what about the prisoner on his knees with his hands in the air that he nearly shot?
Who?
The organised crime guy.
Oh, yeah, what happened to him?
What?
And he shot his ear off, and he didn't even
shoot
care.
his ear. He didn't even care.
Mark.
He did not
Mark.
shoot. He shot at the stone. Did he shoot his ear off?
His ear was bleeding. He had half an ear
The
loss.
only baddie, Mel, was the bent cop and the guy on the floor next to
With
her in
his
the drive.
ear. No, so was not the fake Home Secretary guy that looks
Why
like
would an
Norris Cole?
organised-
Wasn't he a baddie?
I don't buy that an organised...
Yes, half his ear off.
Oh.
God, you would...
I don't buy that an organised crime gang would kill a Home Secretary. Do you?
But there's a lot of money involved. ISIS paid out a lot of money.
Sorry, long cross is at the door. Let me just deal with it.
David Budd has to wait for an appointment for counselling. I know. Are you guys going to watch the new Line of Duty? Yes. And we're going to watch The Cry next Sunday. Yes, we are. And check me out on Big Brother on Tuesday. I'm going to be doing the thing afterwards. I'm doing the psychiatrist thing afterwards.
Can I just say, though, when...
And on Loose Women tomorrow, Lily Allen is on, so watch out.
Can I just say that David Budd, when he was pleading his innocence in that square and no one was believing him, was identical to the setup here when I have a row with Nadia. I literally, my thumb starts to go and she just doesn't believe me. I go into spasm. I'm going into spasm. Why not go for the Prime Minister? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, we are going to review Maniac. I'm just trying to get Nadia to watch it.
I am on with Lily, yeah. Thank you, you really made us laugh tonight. That was really fun. You were all really
This is my detonator. It's a thermal detonator. Anyway, yeah, don't know about that. I enjoyed some of the episodes in the series. I enjoyed some. Why do you keep, darling? Do you know how much you shout? I shout to get past your voice.
I'm not talking.
Now you are such a classic passive aggressive. Anyway, on that note.
Don't end on a nasty note with people.
Well, don't make out I'm being loud when you're the loudest person I've ever met in my entire life.
How loud you are.
Oh my God.
Do you hear how loud it is? But listen, guys, can you please subscribe if you haven't. Every time I'm telling you, interrupt.
Thanks, guys. Just as confused as you are. I want a character guide on who did it. I agree with you, Marieka. Anyway, go on. Say what you're going to say.
Hit the subscribe button. And
Don't
the
pretend you're
notification
quiet.
bell.
Don't pretend you're quiet.
I really, really hate the fact that you've wasted that banana.
I'm gonna
You've
eat the
stuffed it in
banana.
my nose.
I'm
Now
gonna
I
eat
can
the
smell
banana.
banana. I hate banana.
I'm going to eat the banana. I love banana.
So annoying. Don't.
My thumb's on the detonator.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Night
Have a
night from the
lovely
night
sleep.
night Ripper
Ripper
18. That doesn't sound like a law, does it, Ripper 18?
Chi
Sounds like a horrible-
contemplating who did it.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Chi-
Oh, look, she's there.
She's guarding.
She won't come in. She's so funny.
She's trying to make
Good
sure-
night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. You really made us laugh. Bye.